today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you here on a mandatory Monday. 8-race card, fast and firm. Everything must go in the Rainbow Six. It's our 5th of 8 Monday racing cards. So
I can't believe it's like
turned
flying
the
by.
corner. It is flying by.
Just like that. And there's no Manic Mondays here. It's
No, absolutely
8 races, Mando Monday. That makes it a lot more fun. You know what would make it even better? A hot dog.
A hot dog? Well, I don't think we do have specials here
We
on
do.
Monday. So we can get hot dogs today. That is pretty cool. Mondays have been so well received. There you can see an estimated jackpot of $400,000. And on the, how should I put it, on the days where it's been a fair playing field, and I mean that because we were off the turf last week and that kind of thing, we've gone way over $400,000. So I don't see that being a problem today because it's beautiful out. We have a fast main track. We have a firm turf course with the rails out at 17 feet, and we've got a good 8-pack too as well. So looking forward to that. There was maybe one important scratch today, and I think that's going to help too because we've been beaten up a little bit on Mondays. Not this issue today at all. Let's get into it. We filmed a video yesterday about my Rainbow Six, one scratch in it, so that's going to all stick together as well. And let's take a look at my early pick 5 to get this card going here. Race number 1 is on the turf, $18. You can see the single for me. Race 2, I've got the 6 on top, Bundle A, probably going to be a short number in there. The Rainbow starts in race number 3. I've got the 2 Working Class Kid on top. Race 4, top pick is the 4 to Joey for Fox. Race 7 is the one race where there was key scratches, and so I'm on the 7. Kings Wears Crowns, lost the top pick there. And that's it for me, $18. Samantha has a TT pick 3, which also kicks off in the opening leg as well. Yeah, you're singling the one too.
Yeah, you have to. I wanted more leverage in the finale. We'll move all the way to race number 5. I do think the 2 is very
Me too.
interesting.
I agree.
Okay, good. I'm glad you like that. The 7 was the last horse that I slapped in there, so I'm glad that you like him. In race 5.
Okay.
And then in race 8, what a finale. Seriously, this is a really incredible turf finale. A lot of ways you could go, but I have the number 8 on top. I think that Jenny Antonucci's horse, the 1, is very interesting too.
Well, I went 5 deep and did not come up with her, so there you go. That's the kind of race it is.
Yeah.
And
I feel pretty good if I get past this first race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't have the morning line, the second choice in the morning line? Morning line favorite, Defiant Last or Jimmy Toner.
Yeah.
Good last time. Stretching out.
I know. I'm not. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see a little bit later on, but we're both in agreement. My best bet is Lord Henry in this opening leg. 7.5 on the turf. State Bred's going at it. Rails again at 17 feet. Long shot scratch of the 2. Jet win. Lord Henry, not really much to show here, but was a distant second, but it was a good effort, and now we get to stretch out today.
Yeah, exactly. And this son of Temple City, you'd think, would love every bit of stretching out. And actually, for a first-time starter for trainer Joe Orsino, who in the lightning round will get to, well, he won with Extendo yesterday, the handicap, pardon me.
The other Joe
Orsino, so congrats him on that. But he's not one that's going to really, rush one along to debut. So the fact that this horse ran so well on debut, excited to see the stretch out today. Had a couple drills since that. I like the 5/8 drill coming into this.
Kicks off the place pick 8 as well. Those have been very good on Monday. So we got a lot going on here in 54 minutes. Here's the other thing about the opener. If you're not taking the 1, who the heck you taking? Because nobody else in this race has a scent of afternoon form.
Well,
more power to you. I guess is going to get loose. We've got the same thing going on here.
Yeah, the more power to you, I feel like would be kind of one of those annoying horses that win. Because the last race was just a complete non-effort, but the debut wasn't too bad.
Right.
Get blinkers on and now try 2 turns. Cassie just does everything so well. You found a stat.
We found a stat here. Yeah, we'll take a look at it now. The Hall of Famer Mark Cassie, 22%. That's a good stat. That's higher. Mark's in the teens. He's in the middle teens on most stuff he does. That's a good
very
stat.
Good, yeah.
This horse stunk last time.
I
I
know.
thought he would move forward. The one positive for more power to you, well, his speed. He's going to put blinkers too, so who knows how fast he's going to go today. He's got more than ready on the bottom of the pedigree. I just kind of feel like he's in here because he was so bad last
I
time.
know.
Let's try
And the
turf in
blinkers
2
go
turns.
on
Yeah.
too. It's just like, yeah.
We'll see. Caribbean Comet for B and Cone. It says not a bad race to be a first-time starter with. And here's a Son of Magic on tap for Team B and Cone.
Well, and Patrick Biancone does not run a short horse
Right.
on debut. Like these horses are really drilled into quite nicely. Just the French way of having them uber fit.
And the Dam was a Turf Long Stakes place runner. So and she started her career 2 for 2 as well. Watch the tote board on Caribbean Comet. Early pick 4 in race number 2. 5.5 on the Tapeta. 12-5 maiden claimers here. Long shot scratch of the 4. Daddy's Love and short number on Bundalay, who, if they can't find anybody else to bet, and it might be the one, Bundalay could be about 2 or 3 to 5 in here off that Tapeta race.
Yeah, we'll watch the replay. This is a filly that she did all of the tough work up front in this spot here, and she had never been on the Tapeta before this effort. So that was, she look at her spidery legs. I mean, she looks like she just, this is a perfect body style for the Tapeta. Took her a little bit to switch her lead, and then, she just kind of got swallowed up by the winner. But she still hung tough there.
I agree totally. She's supposed to be third in that race.
Yeah.
I mean, off the far turn,
Right.
she's going to be third in that race. It was a very, very game effort, and it was like sovereignty in the Whitney fast compared to this group.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that race will lap this group. Let's talk about the 2. Lioness Lillian showed a little life routing on the Tapeta last time.
At least beat half of the runners, so that's a little bit of encouragement. Now we'll cut back, but I don't want to say this filly has any speed because she threw down almost a 50 half mile, but I feel like they only go as fast as you need to on the Tapeta.
That's pretty fair,
Yeah.
actually. At least it gives her some foundation.
Yeah.
I think the logical default second choice has got to be Sweet Taste or Fausto. We're dropping from the turf. When you drop from 25 and 35 on the turf to the bottom on Tapeta, it's a big deal. She's also going to cut back, too.
She's never done any running. That's why it's just so tough to. And they might bet her a little bit too. And she's coming back in 9 days, which that worked out for Fausto earlier this week. With
Serrano ran well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a bad thing.
No.
Hey, if these horses are sound and you can just run them, why not?
Run them where they fit.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I personally always view it as a positive.
Yeah.
Let's take a break because we've got an 8-pack today. So 2 down. When we come back, we got double rainbow tickets here on a mandatory Monday. Stay tuned.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Well, I think what My Racehorse does is it gives owners an opportunity to get involved in the game.
Very much enjoy sharing the barn visits and those big wins.
Straight no chaser in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
It allows everybody to come together to own a horse, whether you own a microfraction or you own 50%. It's the same feeling you get when they win.
I'm Dan Blacker.
I'm Safi Joseph Jr.
I'm Todd Pletcher, a trainer for My Racehorse.
Sees the grade, wins the Preakness.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. 8 races here on a mandatory Monday, and we've got 2 down on this fast and firm Monday afternoon. That means there's 6 to go. That means the Rainbow 6 in race number 3, about 1:22-ish in the p.m. will kick off. Pool could be well over $400,000 on a good day of racing. Ladies first, we'll take a look at your ticket. I did not see your ticket, so I'm looking forward to this.
Well, I'm curious how much it is. 120.
Okay.
I would bet very comfortably in race number 6, 120 to win on the 3. So if I get
that's the way you
there,
gotta look at it.
yeah, exactly. So race number 4, I feel is a very tough race. It doesn't make sense. I know a lot of times you look at a race like this and you say, okay, Spirit of the Law is in here and you're going 5 deep, but there's a couple in here that seem a little sneaky, but I didn't think you needed the 7, that's for sure. Race 5. I do like double scratch into the 2 on top. I thought I was going to use him already, and I thought I was going to maybe get a price, but now maybe not so much. Now the 6th race is the feature, the In Summation State Bred 2-year-olds. What a good race it is. And Sum of Success for Bobby DeBona is just, looks like he could actually be a pretty nice runner. Race 7, I do have the number 4 on top. That is Camber getting onto the dirt. And in race number 8, what a finale. The 8 on top, North End Lady for me.
Nice number there.
Yep.
Let's take a look at mine. I am $54. And I agree with Samantha on the 2, Working Class Kid. Might get loose with the scratches now. Race number 4, 2 Joey, the 4 on top. Maybe a slight surprise. Race number 5, I scratch into the 7, Kings Wears Crowns. Image is the one that is interesting.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I misspoke there. I agree with Samantha on Sum of Success. I can't wait to see what he does for an encore. My long shot is in, my race number 7. I've got the 5, Hello Poochie Lou. Might get loose in there.
Yeah.
And in race number 8, that is my long shot, and it is a 7, Spicy Princess. Got 3 lengths to make up on Calathea, but might be able to do it there. And I agree with Samantha that last race is going to make or break a lot of tickets. It's very, very difficult. $54. Let's get into it here. We talked off the air yesterday. I mean, this is a race where it's just impossible. St. Joe Fury at 41-1 last time was 3rd, beaten 15 3/4 lengths in an effort that figure-wise gives him a 8-1 puncher's chance in here.
Yeah, and a race where honestly nobody would surprise me
Correct.
in this at all. We showed a bit more life last time under Dave Brady, which I do like a lot. And the Apprentice got aboard, and even with a very slow break and a kind of a smaller field of just 6 other runners that day, actually he got a bit out of this horse, which I thought was good. And we'll get him back here today. Will it be enough to win this? That's a great question. It's such a tough race to start off the Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I said, you don't have the 2 anywhere. I said the 2, the race 2 back for 35 on Topita is probably going to beat this field, might beat this field comfortably. But with that being said, he was 16 1/4 lengths behind. So he's your morning line favorite. That in and of itself is telling you what's going on here.
Yeah.
Whether he's the post time favorite is to be determined. Holy Cow, I think, is the horse that I wouldn't fall over if he is favored, because the turf race, which was the first in the barn of Bruno Tessori, was a huge move up, and he's run on Topita in the past.
Yeah, and the Topita races, there was one Topita race. I remember I bet this horse during the championship meet when this horse stretched out to 2 turns under Luis Saez. And jockey Luis Saez, if there's one thing he's going to do is he's going to drag a horse to the front. If it's, come hell or high water, he's scrubbing around on these horses. And he actually showed some life there, which I like. I know this horse has the ability to do it. We'll see if this Apprentice now can make an effort.
Yeah, we've got Jonathan Santos, who's a 10-pound apprentice looking for his first win. So we'll see, a big weight break here on this horse, too.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the stat on Sweezy with the 8, because if Flying Chief, now he does debut at the bottom, if Flying Chief can run at all, he has got a huge chance in a race like this.
He does not have to be a superstar by any means to win in a group like this.
Not at all, and he's maybe missed a work or 2, but he's got 5 works since June the 12th, so I don't think you can beat up a 12-5 maiden claimer if they have a gap in a work, and it's just a 2-week gap. So he seems like he's been training along here. Jose Morelos had a good day yesterday. He rides.
This is
his guy.
Yep.
So there are signs here that maybe Flying Chief is well meant today, and like we said, he does not have to break stopwatches to make a dent in a group like this. Late pick 5 kicks off in race number 4, or a mile on a fast main track. $10,000 claimers down to 8. It's a 2L for 3-year-olds and up. Scratch out the 6. Tough enough. Your pick 5 just kind of a run back.
It's a run back.
All right.
It's a run back.
Tweet that out a little bit later on. And what do we got? You are on the morning line favorite. think they're going to hammer this horse because they did hammer this horse on the dirt 2 back, and he ran really, really good. Spirit of the Law.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an interesting horse because when he did get to the dirt, he'd only been on the dirt twice. And both of the first effort was an off-the-track event under previous connections and was a big win. And what I like is as soon as they claimed this horse, Nick Palmer, boom, right to the dirt. I love that move there, and it was a really good effort.
Yeah, take a look at it here. He was second, Spirit of the Law, well ahead of Taparino, and Noble Prince is on the outside. Noble Prince ended up being fourth. So you're kind of thinking maybe I only need one horse out of this race.
I think so too. And what was cool about Spirit of the Law here in this spot is at least he tried.
Down on the inside,
yeah, that's
too.
not an easy spot to be in. And once he cleared the 7, I mean, he was going for it. So you don't see horse. I mean, he was passed by this horse on the outside, and he came back for an $10,000 to $8,000 claimer.
Yeah,
it's not something you see very often.
Off a 6-month layoff too, and the Nick Palmer horses have been running very, very well. He won the stakes the other day. Yeah. That was good to see. 2 Joey ran big last time. Sir Garlion, the horse he beat, came back and won easily yesterday, so that flatters him. I know he won by a length, but what he had to do in the early part of the race to be nagged by a horse that was eventually last and eased to kick clear and hold on, it was a big effort. First start on dry land for Dave Fox. Now he does step up and face winners, and he's not as good as Spirit of the Law, but you could argue he has a little more upside.
That's
than him,
it, and
right?
he's coming off that win where he was just drawing away, and like you said, Sir Gar de Leon, who you picked yesterday, good job with that, ran well.
He did run well, coming up the rail, making the last run a winning run. Late pick 4 in race number 5. It's a 5 on the turf here, maiden 25 claimer. This was a scratch race, unfortunately, 3 and up. We lose the 1 Evil Empire, we lose the 3, 4 Courts, and we lose the 6 Mr. Aventus. And I have the 2 in third, and he is on all my tickets because the 2 Image now, and he may have been anyway, but he gets a massive move up with the scratches because he's supposed to be able to control this race now.
Exactly. If you now we're on the rail, you're just going to hope for a very quick break. If you're Pedro Pena, and just go for it. You take advantage of the weight break. A race like this at this level, there's not a lot of horses that you're going to see have this devastating turn of foot on the turf.
Yeah, and the Jeff Jones barn has quieted a little bit of late, but that's more, to me, due to the part that his winners have come back and run against better horses. That's
losing their conditions.
They're losing your conditions. You're going to face a lot tougher and better horses. Image now. We saw it yesterday in the stakes when Mythical Man, Cruising Man scratched, and all of a sudden Rookie was the lone speed, and they couldn't bet enough on Rookie. This might happen today with Image. He's going to be a lot lower than the 10-1 because he could get loose in here. I really, really wanted to play against the 7 Wheelhouse. I'm still doing it. Kingswear's Crowns was okay on the turf last time. He's going to get helped by the scratches because I think he'll be closer in a condensed field. Yeah,
he's got to be. And I hope he's kind of grown up a little bit. Obviously, I wasn't here on July 19th to see how he was, but in the past, I've had notes in him about that he's just kind of a bit naughty. Now, they did geld him. They gelded him before his first race, but it was interesting. It's like it was one of those things where we didn't get it until later,
right?
And so, but he was very, very naughty, and it seems like as the races progressed, he kind of settled into himself a bit more. So I'll be curious.
Wheelhouse was the one I really wanted to try to be. You have to use him now,
you do.
But he was first time with Safi on a big drop last time, and he was 5-1. They didn't bet at all on this
Which
horse.
is so weird because usually if this horse was going to win, he would have been a way shorter.
Yeah, and he ran okay. Nothing against him at all. But Safi's numbers, turf sprints, and trying this kind of stuff
Very
are
good.
not good. So you got to tread a little lightly here, and you know he's going to be bet as well. The Insummation is race 6. It's an exciting one for Florida breds. We ran the fillies the other day. That was won by Nick Palmer. 6 furlongs on a fast main track here. A really good and talented field of 6, and it, of course, is led by Some of Success. We're going to take a look at his debut, and I did not like him at all in this spot. And look how foolish he's going to make me. He wins off by 7.5 lengths in a dominant, devastating win, Samantha.
This was a horse that was very good looking at the OBS sale. To sell for $165,000 for a win-win-win Florida bred was Yeah, that's a steep price. This horse, once he switched his leads and he just leveled off like that, it was just visually, put a bow on it. And what I like about him is the 6 furlongs looks like it's going to be even a better fit.
And I don't care if you're a son of Into Mischief. I don't care if you're a son of Curlin, or I don't care if you're a son of Win Win Win. If you're running an 80 buyer on July 20th, that's a huge figure. And here's the scary thing. I didn't think he worked very good going into his debut on the few works that were on XBTV. He's going to fire a bullet in 46-1 on August 1st. So I know Bobby is excited as heck about this horse, as he should be. The Ivarones are here as part of the partnership. So Some of Success going to have a lot of on his back today. And what we just showed you, very rightfully so. Let's show you American Roadster. They've been very, very precocious. And here's one that lived up to that for Joel Santiago, settling early and punching through on the inside. Very professional, huh?
Oh, my goodness. This horse here, it was so interesting because he drew the rail. He dropped back on the far turn and almost gave himself a breather. And then once they came to the top of the stretch, he kicked back on again. And there were a lot of horses around him, and he just kept on going. The way he geared up like that towards the end of the race and to come up on the rail is very tough to do for a 2-year-old. I wanted to use him so badly in my pick 6 because I do think he's got a lot of upside. Because one thing about these 2-year-olds, Brian, and I think that you could probably agree with me, is you don't want him to be good, but you don't want to hit the ceiling too early with them. And American Roadster to me is one that has some room for going up, and if he can meet some of Success on that same level, then that's going to be a tough task for some of Success.
All you got to do is look at Friday with Hot Rod Honey. She did not answer the bell, stretching out to 6 furlongs, and I think Some of Success could have went a lot faster if they wanted him to.
Fair.
On paper, there are faster horses early, at least. They were on different surfaces, but Boyhood Dream, and especially Road to Midnight, they're going to make him work. I don't see him clearing off. I think he's probably just a better horse at this point. But I don't know if he's going to clear off like he did in his debut. Boyhood Dream was really good. They bet him for Nolan Ramsey, who's not a first-out guy, and he opened up and he held on desperately, but it was a good effort. Yeah,
it was a great effort, and the barn will work them. They'll drill them, like they'll get them ready for their first race. Nolan Ramsey, of course, worked for Mike Maker for so long, and they're not afraid to drill him and let him gallop and stuff. And this horse now from the rail, you just look at his Tapeta race. If he's not in front, you kind of worry, where is he going to be late?
Both Spicy Taco and It's Smoking came from off the pace. Spicy Taco beat Florida Breds. It's Smoking at 30-1.
That's crazy.
With a wildly slow figure, won by the length of the stretch. He's interesting too. Another precocious roadster.
Yeah, has not been seen since then, and it has had 2 works, but both at farms where I could not tell you where they are.
And Ramon Minguet's going very, very good.
This is very fair.
Yeah, this is a fun summation. They're going to bet with both hands on Some of Success, but you're allowed to be crafty in here too. There are horses, at least on paper and what we've seen so far, are going to make him work a little bit, especially maybe in the stretch. 7 furlongs on a fast main track to kick off the $5 late players double. The pick 3 was in race number 6, 15% on that $5 late double. The new bets, I think, have been very well received. They have been very well received in general. On Mondays, everything gets amped up a couple notches. So looking forward to that. You're going to start with a horse that I use, and I think you have to use Camber, this gun runner that ran so well routing on turf in his debut.
Yeah, a gun runner routing on the grass.
Debut.
Yeah. That's just something that I don't love gun runners on the grass at all. They're 9%. It's not just a personal vendetta. It's just the stats are right there. So maybe it was more a product of we want this horse going 2 turns, and it's easier to get a race on the grass 2 turns, or just the distance, than just a 7 furlong dirt race type of thing. So we've got that 2-turn fitness under our belt here for this 7 furlong distance, and I hope. Is Jorge Ruiz really going to? No, it's Ocasio.
Yeah,
that's right.
Ocasio.
That's right. That was late.
Jonathan Ocasio.
Jonathan Ocasio will ride,
which
that's good because he's going to fit this horse nicely, I think.
And he had a win yesterday. Scratch out the 2 Whirl of War. I'm on the 5 Hello Poochie Lou. It's going to sound a little silly because she caved pretty badly at 6 furlongs last time, but I don't think she's going to have to work as hard to make the front at 7 furlongs for Herbie Miller. It was still a big uptick for her. It was a very fast race for the level. She was inside with a 3 to 5 Safi winning that race. I think she's dangerous today.
Yeah, and like you said, she's got speed too, and
Yeah.
she's got a lot of dirt races in her form, and that gives her a little extra fitness. The 7 furlongs is tough sometimes.
It's
it can be
very
it's a
difficult.
tough. You don't really get a breather, so she's one that's got speed, and that helps.
And the horse we think is, I think at least clearly will be the favorite here, is drawn on the inside, forgotten about. So you're going to bring up this June 13th work?
Yeah.
Because that's the only one out there.
That is.
Yeah.
So this was just second
Right.
work at the track. And I just wanted to show it just in the sense of, she was very forward from the time they got her off the farm and into the track here. You usually get a horse off the farm, couple weeks, 1 3/8, and the next week another 3/8. So this was just her second one. She is a big girl here. He's kind of getting her to go a little bit. She's very big and robust in this video, but that was also on June 13th. So I have to imagine she's way more fit here. She's got a stride. Looks like she could run all day long. Unfortunately, she does draw the rail, but on paper, those last couple of works have been very swift.
I would assume, and none of them were on XBTV, I would assume the gal we see in the walking ring is going to be a lot more fit because of those drills have been very fast.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Leblongs will be watching.
Yeah.
Their sire, the Big Beast, passed away
I
last
know,
week.
so
It was
sad.
such a bummer.
Yeah.
Reef Runner is so good for them, and he's hurt now too. So I'm sure Forgotten About would ease the pain here.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat the 3 up too bad. There was one work. It was on October the 18th.
Yes.
And she wouldn't have beaten me.
No.
Yeah. That was, in
Forever
horse
ago.
racing terms, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
None of the others since then, and she's gotten going in the morning, but there's still gaps there too.
Yeah, that makes you wonder. And for a horse that one upside is the work that we could see on XBTV. At least that was a breeze where she was already kind of getting going, so easier to bring her back another time. Yeah,
she's a half to Squints, who won a stakes here for Kelly Breen.
Yeah.
A half to a horse that earned almost 600,000. Her dam was turf long too, so
Yeah,
we'll just have to see. Watch the tote board there, especially with D'Angelo Lionel now kind of his first out guy. Good to see. Race number 8 wraps it up. We've talked about it. It's a doozy. It's a 1 1/16 on the turf. It's an optional claimer for fillies and mares 3 and up. Everybody's here. A clean 8-pack, 5-2 morning line favorite. It's that kind of race. There's 5 or 6 horses who could win. There's probably 5 or 6 horses who could vie for favoritism here. Your gal's on the outside, North End Lady. She ran a couple times for Dave Fawkes back in 2025. She's back with him now after running for Barclay Tag.
Yeah, it comes off of victory, albeit that was back in May, and that was in New York at the Belmont Aqueduct meet, but it was a win nonetheless. And they bet her that day, and she ran up to the marks of that. And I wonder about a speed scenario, because it does seem like she needs some pace to run it, but I think she'll have it at least with Calathea in the mix.
Calathea's going to go. I'm sure Dave's done some things with this filly, gotten her going, but there's no work since
No,
she came
but she
down
has.
here.
It's interesting that they did
Kinda
have
bugs
her
me.
at Saratoga. That track
Yeah.
will keep you fit.
No, I get that, but
It is odd.
It couldn't maybe get a little spin around. I don't know. We'll see. She ran 3rd for Dave in a similar kind of race, so he knows this filly under mare. I'm sure he probably doesn't have to do too much with her. I'm next door, Spicy Princess. We'll show you the Calathea race.
Yeah.
She thumped my gal pretty good, but this was Spicy Princess's first start off of freshening. It was also her first start against older horses. To be beaten 3 lengths, Calathea kind of bugs me. I thought she should have won this race. I don't want to be too hard on her. She lost by a neck. Yeah, she's in a great spot. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I thought Spicy Princess ran okay in this spot.
Spicy Princess did, and you see her. She was behind a wall of horses there. So to take on older and also have had that little bit of a layoff was actually a pretty game effort. And she was on her wrong lead here. But I think it was more productive. She was just tired, but she still tried hard.
Yeah.
If that's one thing, she did try hard. And yeah, Calathea did everything but win there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And she ran well, and she's... Here's the thing. I don't know if she's going to be the controlling speed again today. She couldn't go any easier last time, and she still couldn't see it out. And I don't know if Bayou Bridget would be one of the ones in here. She's okay, but I don't know about her. You've got Calathea is a major player. I have Samantha's horse as my 5th fifth pick in here. She is on my rainbow. Let's show you City Minute for Safi. She's the 2. She's fine. She could be favored in here. She's no great shakes, though.
No, but this race here, I think it's significant to note. So Achieve is a DJ Stables and Mark Cassie trainee who won her next race and then was second in a grade 2 at Colonial after this race here. So I think that flatters this mare quite a bit. But what do we get today is the question.
Yeah.
If one thing is she did thump Bayou Bridget.
Yeah, and if you want to compare, that's a nice feather in her cap for sure. The route is an unknown, at least on the turf for Defiant Last, but she ran big last time off a layoff that was 14 months in 3 days. Jimmy Toner has since gotten his 900th career win, and she has got a win on the dirt routing.
She does, and that is a proper 2-turn route too there at
Churchill Downs. Good
so
point.
that was a little bit ago, but at least she got the 5 furlong race under her belt, which I actually thought she ran quite well, and I would have maybe felt a little bit differently about her if we were sprinting again today. I think she could have gone either way. She didn't really gallop out too much. Maybe she's just one that just does what she needs to and the race is over, but I just wanted to see a little bit more. I know she did win going 2 turns,
right.
but on the grass it's kind of a different thing, and I kind of wanted to see her go after the winner a bit more on a gallop out.
She's the upside horse, I think, in here, because, again, off a 14-month layoff to run that big. She did get set up. They went wildly fast up front, but she's going to be a danger, and she's going to probably be a lot closer today on the stretch out. What a fun finale to end a mandatory Monday. We'll take a look at the lightning round, and as we've talked about more than on one occasion, but we'll remind everybody again, we're expecting a pool that should be no reason to think it won't be over $400,000, if not $500,000.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very fun mandatory Monday here today. The track's fast, firm turf course. It's nice and toasty here. It's South Florida. You never know what could happen weather-wise, but I think we're clear sailing for these 8 today.
The summer sweep is in race number 6 here today at Gulfstream. So there are last 3 races, and they're right in a row, and then Fort Erie gets going later today, and their first 2 races. So there you can see it there. That's an even 2-hour window, $1 minimum, 15% takeout, retail only. So
they on the grass set for Erie? Do you know?
To be determined.
Okay.
So that's to be determined. I know there could be some weather up that way. You can get 10 times first reward points for every $1 you bet on this one as well. And especially on Mondays, I think it's been very well received.
Yep.
As have all these new wagers, which that includes the place pick 8, which starts in race 1.
Yeah.
And then the late $3 pick 3. In the late $5 double. And yesterday, we showed it to you yesterday. Oh, that's right, too. They hit it and split it here on the late pick 3. So you can chop up 1 million rewards points.
That's great. Yep.
Yeah. And here's yesterday. And Extendo led this off at $20, which I think he was 4-1 on the morning line. So obviously I was way wrong. But, I mean, there's no reason he should have been $20. And then it ended with a horse that I believe paid $3.
Yeah.
And so you had to get Extendo, and there was, I think, $5.20 in the middle. It paid $169. And here's Extendo running down a loose rookie. Good effort here.
Yeah, it was a huge effort. And Mattingly, the other Joe Orsino, was in this race as well. The 3-horse Extendo took a path to victory that was a little bit shorter traveled than his stablemate there. So game to go by Rookie. I mean, it was just right at the end there to be able to get through, and a big effort by Rookie, the Orsino barn, and Edwin Gonzalez.
They bet the Rookie race because XY Speed was, for some reason, for like 5-2 in there.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
they didn't bet the Mattingly race, and they ran 1-3 in that spot. Mattingly, a lot of class. You're going to be a lot better, I think, next time
I agree.
we see him with that tightener behind him. Who is your actual best bet today?
That's a great question. I know it's low-hanging fruit, whatever it is.
Oh, me too.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, he's 1
It's 1 to 5.
Oh,
This is a hard card to not pick a best bet that's very short
It's not
price.
that low hanging, I promise you that.
Well,
And
especially in this race.
yeah, long shot.
Oh, it's the gun runner in the
Oh,
race
Camber.
7.
Yeah, I'm using that horse too. Trying the main track today.
Yeah.
For sure. After a very promising route on the turf debut. Spicy Princess, she's got to be a number. She should
She
be a
has to be.
number. Yeah, she's behind some of these gals, but I think she can move forward,
Yeah.
and that's going to wrap up the rainbow because it's so good and difficult, that 8th race.
Yeah.
And that'll wrap up Gulfstream today. Pete's upstairs with the scratches and changes. Back with the opener in 23 minutes.